guys, welcome back to another video. Starting this one off today bright and early. It's about 6 a.m. right now. If you saw the last video on the C55 intake and you stayed all the way till the end, you saw the coolant leak issue that happened that killed our time with the runs testing out the intake. So
procedure, everyone. What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
not good, not good. We need to go, we need to go, we need to go. Oh my God. I gotta get that fixed ASAP because it makes me sad that the car can't be driven right now. So just want to get it taken care of. I'm on my way over to Home Depot right now to pick up what I believe will be the fix for said issue. Driving the manual Saab B420 right now. Enjoying it. Just keep trying to put miles onto it. It's a little low on petrol right now, but that's okay. It'll make it there and back. But yeah, just been slowly putting it through the tests, and I will have an update on this car soon too. Anyway, catch you over at Home Depot in a second. This car is so beautiful, guys. By the way, go check out the Save the Manual stickers, anderzen.co. We are here. Let's go check out what we need. If you love your car, you know you always do this. So good. All right, guys, we found what we need. Right here. Perfect. 1-inch elbow. This actually measures like closer to, I mean, in between like 3/4 and an inch. I'm not sure if they measure inner diameter or outer, but this looks like the exact size that we need for the piping we replaced. $4 fixes. I'm always good with that. All right, guys, got what we needed. Also trying this out. Haven't had the Ultra Watermelon. I rarely get these, but you know, when in Rome, let's go home. Just got to my mother-in-law's house. Actually, I'm gonna go to the gym right now with my brother-in-law. Random spontaneous plan, but go there. So we'll have to pick this up later. I gotta go pick up a jug of Mercedes coolant that I have sitting at my parents' house anyways. So I'll check back with you guys and explain what we're doing on this little coolant fix. All right, guys, later on in the afternoon, we are back and ready to get things going on fixing up the C55. Quick shout out Creative Steel. Thank you guys for sending out the hoodie. Super dope, super comfortable. And finally, it's not boiling out, so I can wear a hoodie comfortably. So yeah, I got a set of pliers, got my hose clamps, and I'll show you guys what else we need. All right, so real quick, here's the piece that I removed. And originally, there was just a hole here. I can't remember if I have a clip of that or not. I'll pop it up. I think we found the answer. Do you see what I see? Giant hole in the plastic. Why did Mercedes put plastic here? Could have just put an aluminum piece and it never would have been a problem. I actually took this off at nighttime the other night when it happened because I was just too impatient to leave it there and not get it ready to get fixed. So basically there's a 3/8 side, which thank you to Meg Rennie for commenting that and letting me remember in my brain. I don't know why I didn't remember that when I was going through it, but this goes to the washer fluid reservoir and it's to heat it up during like winter time, which this is useless to me because I don't use the washer reservoir anymore and it's going to be deleted. So easy solution, just bypass it. So I just got a 2-sided fitting, which we'll talk about in a second, but it's basically about 3/4, a little bit bigger than 3/4, but 3/4 on this side and 3/4 on this side. This bottom piece goes to the back of the engine block, and the top piece goes to the inside of the car for the heater core. It connects right at the firewall or right behind the firewall. So yeah, our solution, I'll show you guys now, is just a 1-inch to 1-inch brass basically plumbing connection that I got at Home Depot. You guys saw from earlier in the video. So this thing will be totally fine with coolant, with fuel, with gas, whatever went at it, it'd be fine. It's rated for all those things, so totally fine, and much easier than trying to get a Y split, and kind of a better solution in my opinion, because there's no point for my washer fluid reservoir to need warm coolant. If you're in a really cold place and you use washer fluid reservoir all the time, then definitely keep it, but I don't need it, so we are bypassing it. As far as clamps go, we're just going to be reusing the Mercedes factory ones because these things are pretty epic. They hold down really well. They're also really hard to get off with regular pliers, so if you have some 90-degree angle pliers, this is what you want to use. I got them off the other night with regular pliers, but it was a pain in the butt. So and also make it easier on yourself, face them towards you. They were facing away from me, which made it even harder, but got them off, so I'll be reusing those. No point in changing them out. They're very good clamps. All right, so here's what things look like. I didn't show you guys the breaking down of pulling off the little cowl and everything, but it's actually really easy. I had to get all the cowl off, not too bad, just like 4 T25s and 3 13 millimeters for the wiper blades. In order to get good access to all this, I'm gonna need to take off the actual wiper blade assemblies. And there are 2 13 millimeter nuts that hold on this wiper assembly, and then one, or not, yeah, bolts or nuts, I can't remember, I think bolts actually, and then one 10 millimeter bolt right here. And then after that, you can just simply lift this thing off, careful, because it does have a wire connected to the fuse box over here. So just leave that in there, and now you can see the 3 hoses, one right there, one right there, and one right there. So since this has a good amount of flex to it, I am gonna do my best to just get it as close as possible and try to connect it with that other hose right here. You can almost just use a straight fitting, to be honest. So hopefully the one I got works, and if not, I can go get a straight fitting. So we'll see, and go from there. All right guys, well, it took entirely too long, but got it sorted, fingers crossed. I ended up just using some silicone line that I had laying around, which was not the right size, so I kind of had to force it over the fitting, but it should do the job. It's just going to the heater core, so it shouldn't be anything too major, but the fitting worked nicely. Elbow sitting right there. I'm gonna put some I don't know what this stuff's called, but it's like liner that grips onto these little grooves right here, so that has no chance of rubbing against the metal. There was a rubber ring that went around here, but it wasn't very like solid in place, so the other stuff I have will work better for that. It's like, I forget what they call it. It's like gator grab or something. You use it on trim or on other stuff to give a nice like hard plastic rubber edge to protect stuff. So I ended up using the factory clamps there and there, but I ended up using a worm clamp on that one just because it's really tricky to get to, and that's gonna make life a lot easier if I ever need to take it off again. One big thing, going back to the line that is not needed, which is right here. You can see if I move this one, there it is. It's going right to the windshield washer reservoir right there. So I'm gonna delete that line right now. This washer reservoir is empty anyways. Probably not gonna be able to get it out because I think I might need to take the front bumper off, or at least lift the car up to snake it out of there. So I'll do that another day, but I can at least delete that coolant line right now. So I think it's a 10 millimeter plastic nut right there, and that should be it. So update you guys in a second. All right guys, that line is out. I'm gonna go get a little vacuum nipple just to plug that up. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna use it anyways, but I'll plug it up. 10 millimeter nut that I took off, put that back with the little bracket, just snaked it through little by little down here next to the AC lines. Yeah, all in all, not too bad. If you are doing this, use the right size hose, which would either be 3/4 or 1 inch. All right, here's the stuff I was referring to. It's called edge guard, so I couldn't remember. It's basically just like a plastic vinyl type thing with a skinny side that will wedge onto whatever you put it on. I originally bought this because I was going to use it on the door trim of the E420, but ended up not doing that. But stuff like this always ends up coming in handy. So I'm going to line that opening. You guys can see it. That is metal, so I'm not going to leave that exposed and let the lines hit on it. I'm going to line it with this. All right, that stuff is on there. It is not going anywhere. It's super solid, so that's relieving. I think we're ready to fill it up. I grabbed some coolant that I have, the Mercedes coolant, but it's non-diluted, so I actually need to go pick up some distilled water. So I'll be back when I pick that up. You guys, shout out to the wife in the M155. She was running the grocery store, so I just asked her to get distilled water for the car. So we got what we need. I'm actually just gonna run this for now because I'm actually gonna change the coolant reservoir soon, and I'll do a flush at that time. So start up with water, make sure it holds, and then in a week or so I'll change out the reservoir and put some proper coolant in it. All right guys, we're all buttoned up. I just filled up this with, it looks like I can fill up some more actually, but filling with water slowly. Took off the filter just to make sure there's no coolant sitting in there. Should be good. It looks all dry. I'm gonna fill this up a little more and then start it up. All right guys, ready for lunch. Fingers crossed. Shut this just in case. What's that sound? Huh. Okay, here we go. Check things. And nothing over here. Already went down quite a bit. Luckily these things are self-bleeding, so you don't really have to do much. But it was basically empty, so this might take a while. So take a look at our temps. How cool is that here? Down below. Alright. This doesn't feel very hot. So it'll get there. Alright guys, give it a few revs. We got hot air now. Might have been an air pocket or something. So I think we're good. It's holding temp. I'll go check the reservoir one more time and then we can start buttoning things back up. Alright, cowl is back on. Next step, put the wiper blades. When you're putting this on, once you get it kind of set, you want to get both edges in, get this all lined up, and then when you're putting this in, you need to press pretty firm on these and you'll hear it start snapping in at the top to fit in the groove, because it should be sitting flush. So make sure you snap it in nice and it'll sit flush how it is. All right, you guys, a few minutes later, she's all buttoned up. Not too bad if you ask me. I mean, it's a little tricky, but overall pretty straightforward. Highly recommend you at least check the condition of that Y pipe, and if you get in there, you might as well just replace it with a metal piece. If you want to keep your washer reservoir, just do a T-barb. If you want to do like I did and delete that, just do, you know, 3/4 or 1 inch to 1 inch fitting. Couple recommendations on these: just make sure you're lining them up. Like when you're getting the splines on these, make sure your windshield wiper is sitting where it should be on both sides. And yeah, everything else pretty much dialed in. I used that same kind of gator grip stuff on the edges of all the metal that I cut, so there's no sharp edges anymore exposed. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a relief in this actual box, and I'm going to attach, basically like use that flange and build a piece off of this to cover this. Try to like cut a piece of aluminum or a piece of carbon fiber that'll basically enclose this, make it look like, you know, a little more sleek. And then I'll update you guys from there. It's a little water from me revving the engine spilling out of there, but yeah, no leaks, we're good. So pretty much wraps it up. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, feel free, leave them down below. Haven't said in a while, but don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I always try to respond to everyone, help each other out. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.